hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ya hey ha yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ya ya hey ya hey ha yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya 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 hey ha yo hey yo hey yo Fort Beck Community College Uki Epino yo yo me too gashi dagush kashka yogi piano yo yo wata pebi hagi ktabi ihaji ya bino hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ya hey ha yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ya yo hey ha yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ha hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ha yo hey yo hey yo Fort Beck Community College Ugi Epino yo yo me too gashi dagush kashka yogi piano yo yo wata pebi hagi ktabi ihachi ya bino hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ya hey ha yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ya yo hey ya hey ha yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ha hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ha hey yo hey yo hey yo Fort Beck Community College Ugi Epino yo yo me too gashi dagush kashka yogi piano yo yo wata pebi hagi ktabi ihaji ya bino hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ya hey ha yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ya yo hey ya hey ha yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ha hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ha hey yo hey yo hey yo Fort Beck Community College Ugi Epino yo yo me too gashi dagush kashka yogi piano yo yo wata pebi hagi ktabi ihaji ya bino hey yo
Oh, mitaku api. Petu wa shiteyo ha. Dayan wa chia kapido. Hello, everyone. Hello, relatives. Thank you for joining us for the Spring 2022 New Student Orientation Day. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. I want to thank our panelists. We have President Gourneau on the call with us. We have our cultural liaison that's going to offer a prayer here in a little bit, but I wanted to just kind of take the time to acknowledge the students and thank you for joining us today. We want to thank Fort Peck Community College, the board of directors as well, for providing this opportunity, provide this programming for our community. So, and what we're going to do today, we have a full agenda for a couple hours. We're going to cover all the important things you need to know for being a student, different presenters and whatnot. But we're trying to be a little bit creative in how we're approaching this in this virtual format. And so all of you students that are on the webinar, feel free to use that chat box. And on there, you can a little drop down arrow and it'll say to panelists or to everyone. And just send us a message. You can find my name directly if you want to send it just to me. But if you have general questions for everybody, feel free to post it to everybody, and we'll do our best to address those questions on the spot. And then we have several staff that are on the call that will be moderating that chat box. So they're going to be doing some pretty cool things like dropping some links into that chat box so you can check out different stuff on our website and whatnot. So just something to be aware of. And I did ask our staff to just monitor all the students that are on this webinar, all the participants, because we're trying to do some cool things. We got some items that we want to give out, some drawing items. And so about every half an hour, 45 minutes or so until the end of the presentation, we have at least 3 drawings that we want to do. Okay. And so if you stay on the call, that's how you get your name in the hat. And also because we are live streaming on Facebook, I'd ask the staff to just be aware of the students that put their name in the comment section of the live stream of this virtual orientation presentation, because I had a couple students already reach out to me and ask how they could join, even if they weren't on the webinar. It's through that social media page, Fort Peck Community College. Just put your name in the comment section. That's how you get your name in the hat for this drawing. So with that, I think we'll go ahead and get started here. I asked Dekshi, Mr. Tommy Christian, if you would share a prayer with us. So if you could, Dekshi.
Oh, can you hear me, Toshka? Mitaki epidaya ya hipi ushimalo chewi chashamialo omakia naha uchekia ambetukile michante taoa glake nahana pechuza pelo ohe chaje mitao wamnisha gedoba imachapi ushimalo omakia. All my relatives, and again, we welcome you here to our virtual experience, getting together all the student registration and all that good stuff, but we're trying to do it as well as we can, as respectfully as we can. So they incorporated me as the cultural liaison to kind of start us off in a good way. Man, it's a beautiful day today out there. The weather is kind of getting warmed up. Geez, this is t-shirt weather coming from what we just got to, man. It's like 40 below day before yesterday. But it's all good. It's all good. I hope we get some more snow, though. I can really ask for that in a good way. So, but, you know, today is something that's really important. This virtual experience is helping us to understand the importance of our adaptability, our way to function in our daily activities in spite of what's going on in the COVID. There's a lot of stuff going on. Protect yourself, wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands, keep things as comfortably as you can. But at the same time, don't keep from communicating, and you can do this through the Zoom thing. So I just want to thank Toshka Elijah for getting us all set up and getting us worked up. And his technology awareness is good, and so it's helped us out in that way. So without further ado, you know, I'm just going to take this opportunity to thank the board of directors and, of course, President Gorno for affording us an opportunity to really get out and reach out to our students, because again, everything the college is doing, if you understand that, all the students that are out there, they're trying to accommodate all of these things in spite of what's going on. One of the key things is they're wishing to address is their mental health aspect. And that's why we need to maintain the sense of communication by whatever means. So, and we try to do it respectfully. So we're going to start out with a prayer. So with that all being said, I'd like to welcome you all here, but help me out. Go to your higher power. Go to your God, your creator, in your own way as we go to the creator and pray for good things. A lot of losses in our communities in the past, a lot of recent ones here. We just want to remember them in a good way and prepare ourselves to someday go and visit with them again. That's what we say in our language. So, Ushimal, I'm going to pray in my language, but help me as you do that in a good way. So oma kia ushimalo. Aha he atu kashila na wakantanka tadeo ya doba. Unchi makana makaina. Naku mitaki api wanagi makpea ktaya ge. Ho choka kta hiopo. Ni chope. Unshia ke nitaki api na wayapi oyateki hecha na Fort Peck Community College. Unshia ke itancha api Fort Peck Community College Owichakiapo Ushiwichalapo. Tukashila na wakantanka Gixiapo Mitaki api na Hawinukshalapi Wichakshalapi Wakaya Japi Ukshilapi Winchichalapi Kushkapi we Koshkapi Chanku Washte Upi Wichozani Upi Ogwichakiapo. Tukashila na wakantanka Gixiapo Mitaki api Agichita Oyateki Zuya Ekta Naha wichacha bile wiapile o wichakiapo ushi wichalapo chanku washte unkupi. Tukashila na wakantanka oyate oyasi chanku luta aga omani o wichakiapo ushi wichalapo o makiana. Ekche wichacha mialo. Dagunestonwaishni na o makia wachekia chante washte ambe tukile. Tukashila na wakantanka gixiapo mitakia pina hawapia wichachapi wapia wiapi na Nasu washake upi na chante washte upi na nagitawa na washte upi owichake apo ushi wichalapo. My grandfather, as we come to you on this beautiful day that you have gifted us this, we're going to keep in mind all of those that may be having a hard time understanding the importance of their dedication, their purpose in life, and we come to you on this day to ask that you humble us in a good way to help us understand that our inclusiveness to this circle of life is something that is needed for us to continue to prosper as a people, to maintain the integrity of who we are as the Dakota, Nakota, Lakota people. And in a good way, we represent with honor and dignity to sustain that integrity of who we are. So we pray like that on this day, my grandfathers and my grandmothers that helped me that as I sat on the hill, to provide me with this guidance and direction in a good way. We are thankful for this opportunity to come together as family and as relatives, as a Wantampebi, as a buffalo chasers, Giabado. In a good way, we're identifying with that, and we're asking that you continue to pity us as we continue to walk this red road of understanding, making good tracks on it, not for our sake, but for the sake of those that are following, our children, and which represent our future. Tokea takia, unshia kemitakia pinaha, wakaya japinaha, koshkapi we koshkapi naha, winchinchalapi. We're thankful, my grandfathers, for all of these good things, and my grandmothers that help us and guide us and provide us with direction. We're going to, again, look after all of those that are participating in this virtual experience that we refer to as Zoom meetings, and we pray and we ask that we'll always be mindful of the importance of our communication for the sake of our mental health, and we ask that you continue to look over and watch over the board of directors, our president, Haven Gorno, their families, all of those that support these activities and want to strengthen our community perspective as it relates to coming together in a good way. In each community across the reservation, we're going to pray and we ask that you continue to help us understand the importance of making ourselves strong for the sake of the representation of our families, our tribe, and our communities in a good way. So with that, my grandfathers, want to thank you for all of those that are participating, all of those that help out in this way, and we ask that you watch over their families. So we thank you in a good way.
Takuye Oasi. Wopida, actually, beautiful prayer. Thank you for sharing that with us. A lot of people might not know it, especially the younger generation, but man, Dexy, Tommy's famous, and he's kind of all over the place, Eapaha announcing all these powwows all over the place. I'm glad he's on our team. So thank you for that prayer for us, Mr. Christian. And moving on to the next part of our agenda, I want to introduce President Haven Gorno. I asked her if she would join us and maybe share a few words of encouragement for our students and kind of get us started like that. So if you could, President Gorno.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Thank you for the prayer, Tommy. Wonderful. Starts us out in a good way. Makes me feel good. So I'd like to welcome everyone to our student orientation. It's been, a difficult couple of years since the COVID pandemic, it's really changed the whole face of our institution in a short period of time. And, you know, even though it's been tough, our staff and faculty really met the challenge because of their commitment to our students. Their goal is to provide an excellent education for our people here. And that goes every moment of every day that they strive for excellence. And students, I really encourage you to interact with our staff and faculty. They are here for you, and they're here to provide assistance, guide you, advise you towards student success. You know, it's kind of really exciting, even though the pandemic is not a good thing. It's exciting where we've come. And this is it right here. We can communicate virtually, as Tommy says. And, you know, it may not be as good as face-to-face, but it's darn good. It's actually provided us, I think, even better access, better communication. Because if you want to meet with me, I can set up a Zoom meeting and you and I can meet anytime you want. Is that awesome? You don't have to drive all the way from Fraser, or you leave your children or have to look for a babysitter. We are in exciting times. And I'm going to tell you, you know, this whole academic year is coming up is going to be exciting. We have so many new projects and initiatives coming. We're in the middle of starting a new catalog. We have a new wellness center being renovated in Wolf Point. It's just exciting all the way around. And I invite every one of you to explore the new Fort Peck Community College. Come visit our campus. We will provide whatever safe access for you. That's our goal, is to continue moving ahead, moving forward in a safe manner. And it's all about the students. It's all about the students and continuing, you know, what all of our Jim Shanley and everyone, all the old guys started. Continue that mission and that goal. That's our goal is to honor them. So with that, you know, my office is open for anyone. You can reach me by phone, by email, by Zoom. Just give me a call, and we'll move on. And again, welcome. And thanks for inviting me, Elijah.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Thank you for joining us, President Gourneau. It's always inspiring to listen to her talk. So yeah, she's my boss. So I always appreciate her mentorship and helping us out over here. So students, everyone else that's on the call, we're at the part of the agenda. We'll do a quick overview on student services. And so I'll start off with myself here. My name is Elijah Hopkins. I'm the Vice President for Student Services. I wear a few different hats here. But I think one of the most important things I'm proud of is that I'm an alumni. I'm a former student. I graduated from Fort Peck Community College back in the day, and so kind of worked my way up through the offerings provided by the college, and I was lucky enough to get a good job here at the college. So I'm really grateful for that, and so I'm doing what I love. I'm able to connect with students and be part of this, and so. I've been in this position for several years now. I had a short stint as a recruiter before that, but my office is physically located at the War Eagle Vision Building here at main campus in Poplar at Student Services. And so there are several things under our Student Services department. There are several faculty that are on the call. and I'll let them introduce themselves here in a second. Some of them could not be on the call because we're registering. It's kind of a chaotic time. And so, but there's a few of them that are going to be co-facilitating this presentation today. And we'll go ahead and start off with Darcy. Can you introduce yourself real quick, please?
My name is Darcy Belgard. I'm here at the front desk at Student Services. I can help you with getting registered, point you in the right direction, help with any financial assistance, such as the COVID applications, Dream Keepers when that's open. And just if you need any help, general help, just come over and we can get you to where you need to go.
Yep. Darcy is an awesome resource. Student resource specialist is her actual title, but her phone number is 406-768-6370. I think she'll drop her email address in the chat box when she gets a second, but she's like our quarterback here at Student Services. So students come into the front entrance there. She kind of navigates them, tells them where they need to go, because it can seem a little complex, the registration process and being a student. And so what we're trying to do, and Darcy's really good at it, is kind of demystify the process, make things a lot easier. Because I know it's definitely probably a little challenging, a little intimidating coming on these virtual formats. Being a new student, I know what it was like back in the day. So we're here to definitely help you out. And Darcy is an awesome resource. So thank you, Darcy. Another staff member on the call is Nora Abu Shaban. Can you introduce yourself, Nora, please?
Hey, everybody. I'm a little under the weather today, so I don't know how I sound, but a little lipstick goes a long way. I'm the recruitment and retention officer here at FPCC. I'm physically based in the War Eagle Vision office. I'm basically here to make sure that you have everything that you need to be successful as a student. I look at success holistically. I'm always here to give guidance when it comes to different areas of health and wellness. Mental health is really important to me. I'm here to talk if you have any concerns about your classes. I also teach a couple classes here. I teach human relations, and I'm going to be teaching student success real soon. If you want to learn more about navigating college, if you're interested in career development and how to get the most out of your degree and connect your degree to your interests, sign up. I still have some space. Oh, and I also do facilitate the virtual talking circle with Uncle Tommy. It's a good time. You guys should come through. And yeah, I'm here for you. Just if you ever want to come visit, my door is always open. I'm happy to schedule a Zoom.
Okay, awesome, Nora. Thank you very much. And she'll be sharing more with you later on the presentation here. I believe that's about all of our student services staff that are on the call that I'm aware of anyway. But I do want to take a quick moment to introduce the academic vice president, Ms. Carrie Schumacher. She'll be doing a little mini presentation later on, but I do want to acknowledge her. Do you want to introduce yourself quick, Carrie?
Good morning, everybody. I'm Carrie Schumacher. I'm the academic vice president for Fort Peck Community College. So work with all of our faculty to ensure that you guys get the quality of education you deserve. We just spent the last 2 days working on our Canvas pages and getting our information up. And so your courses will be published hopefully by Monday, no later than Monday. So if you're a student and you've registered and you've logged in and you're like, oh, I don't see anything yet, don't panic. They're in the process of getting all that information published. I'm kind of all over the place. So it's my email I'll put in the chat, my phone number I'll put in the chat. I'm here to hear your guys' concerns if you have them, as far as it goes to any faculty or curriculum issues that you might have. I'm going to talk about books later on. But I did want to point out, because it's exciting, as Haven has talked, that, that COVID is a scary time, but it's been able to provide Fort Peck Community College resources that we've dreamed of for 20 years, back to the Jim Shanley days. So with Canvas, we've been able to take an approach to distance education that a lot of other community college and universities have been doing for years. So it's from the tribal college perspective. It's new to not only Fort Peck Community College, but all the tribal colleges across the United States. And in this spring, we have a total of 69 courses that are in person. That means you will walk into your classroom, you will meet with your instructor at a scheduled time every day, or on the schedule every other day, Mondays and Wednesdays, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have 41 polysynchronous classes. And when you look on the schedule, that's the 70 and 71 sections. That has a scheduled time to meet. On the schedule, your instructor is hoping you can log on at those scheduled times, but if you cannot, there will always be the recorded lecture for you to participate and get your information from. We have 59 asynchronous courses, which means you work at your own pace. Our instructors for the asynchronous courses are still there for you during their scheduled office hours. They're still posting their lectures, their discussion boards, the assignments. And my word of advice to all students is, just because it's work at your own pace, try your best to stay on schedule of getting the assignments done. We have lots of incentives and opportunities for students that are looking back and we're asking instructors, were they submitting their assignments on time as scheduled to the syllabi, those kind of things. So try your best to not get behind, stay on top of things, and good luck with the semester.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Carrie. So Nora, I believe you should have the ability to share your presentation, and we'll go ahead and get started on the steps to registration PowerPoint.
All right, let me just share my screen. There we go. All right, guys, steps to registration. Let's see, so if you are a new student, our first step ideally is advising. We recommend that you bring your high school transcript and your college transcript if you have one. We can help you with exploring different career options before you choose a degree program. We can help you choose your classes, especially in a format that best fits your schedule. For example, if you are working full-time, we can help you pick classes that are self-paced or polysynchronous. And choosing classes carefully is an important step to student success, because for example, you want to make sure that your credits are going to transfer to a program that you're interested in. This shortens the amount of time that you're in college, and it helps save on the overall cost. For advising, you can come see me or Michael Cooper. The second step is to register online at fpcc.edu. Don't forget to complete our student profile survey and our COVID-19 financial assistance application. This is done online. You're always welcome to come to student services and use our computers. The third step would be to come to student services, and if you're new, take the AccuPlacer test. If you're a distance learning student and you want to see where you place in math and writing, please give our registrar, Michelle Day, an email. Her email is mday@fpcc.edu, and her phone number is 406-768-6370. And that would be the TRIO department, which would be David, Antoinette, and Michael Cooper. Our fourth step would be the student profile survey. The survey is important to complete because it helps us assess your needs as a student. For example, if you need internet at home or if you need a laptop, this is where you would let us know so we can get you in our system to make sure we connect you with those resources. You can complete your TRIO form. This helps us serve you better, and it helps us connect you with even more resources if you're eligible. The sixth step would be your financial aid applications, such as the American Indian College Fund and your FAFSA to get the Pell Grant. And next, you want to bring in or email your high school or GED transcripts, the official versions, your college transcripts if you have them, and your tribal enrollment or your CIB card. And the person you want to see to do this would be our admissions officer, Jackie Spotted-Bird. Jackie will process your application and you'll get your email address and your JIX account number and password. And the next step would be to form an academic plan with our registrar, Michelle, and register for classes. And then, because we do so many of our classes in an online format these days, you really want to make sure that you understand the online tools to be successful in our classes. Our learning management system is called Canvas. This is basically the online home for all of our courses. It's going to be really important to learn how to navigate this. And it's not hard to navigate. It's very intuitive and pretty easy. Poking around online on Canvas can go a long way, but we are always happy to sit down one-on-one with you and show you. And you also want to be proficient in, Cengage, because that's our ebooks. And we're going to have a presentation on that later on today in the orientation. And GICS is essentially your administrative account for just you as a student. This is where you can get your transcripts, see your classes, see your schedule all in one place. And then the process for returning students, even if you're a returning student, it's not too late to come in for advising for all the same reasons I mentioned before. If you're a returning student, register online. The student profile survey is something to take every semester. You still want to come in for your academic plan and register for classes with Michelle. Don't forget about financial aid. And that's it. It's simple, it's easy, and we're here to help.
Okay, very good. So thank you, Nora. I do not believe the next part of our presentation is the Cengage presentation. We were going to have a representative from Cengage go over digital literacy, but I do not believe they have arrived on the call yet. So, Leah Pitchford is in the house. Okay, I'm going to promote you to panelist real quick. And let's see here. Promote you panelist. Okay, bear with us a second. I think, Leah, I sent you a upgrade. Oh, yep, there she is.
Okay. Good morning. Hi. Let me share my screen then. Thanks, Elijah. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Perfect. I'm Leah. I'm with Cengage Learning, and we have a partnership with y'all. And so Fort Peck and Cengage have a institutional agreement to provide Cengage Unlimited at no cost to students. So you will not be prompted for payment if your instructors are using Cengage in their courses. So Cengage Unlimited provides access to all of our platforms, so all of our courseware, as well as all of our ebooks. So if you've used Cengage in the past, you might be familiar with MindTap, that is used widely across Fort Peck, as well as WebAssign for more of the math sciences, and then OWL V2 and SAM for more of the computer application type courses, if you've taken any of those. It also provides you with some free print rentals, and you can access that as well. So you would just use your Cengage application to get a printed text sent if you would like, and just pay the $7.99 for shipping. We also have the study tools and the career and college success library that is also at your disposal, and you can use and peruse for everything that you might need for your course materials. So you have access to your course materials, but then with Cengage Unlimited, you have access to all of everything. So even if your instructor has not assigned a particular subject or topic that you might be interested in or want to kind of coincide with your readings in a particular class, you have access to our entire portfolio. This, again, is just kind of reiterating the Career and College Success Center, and on the left navigation pane is how you'll access that with it when you are in your Cengage account. So you can access your Cengage materials at any point when you access your course within Canvas. So the first step is to go to your Canvas account, and then you will see your course. And if it's using Cengage, and then if it is, then you will just kind of click on any of the links within your course, and then that will kind of prompt the Cengage to begin. So if you've already logged into Cengage, you would just use your Cengage account. Try and always use your Fort Peck email address, the student email address. It's kind of the best practice for everyone to kind of keep aligned and for us to keep track, and for the institution also to keep track of all the learners. So use that if you haven't already logged into Cengage. It's a very painless process, I promise. You'll just fill out some questions, and then you will receive a welcome to Cengage email. So then you will then that will kind of enable from the back end, because your courses have already been set up to not be prompted for payment. And if you are prompted for payment at any step of the way, then just be sure to reach out to your instructor. And I work very closely with Carrie, who you heard from earlier today. So we'll get that all squared away and figured out for you. But that should not occur, because we've already identified the Cengage courses. And so we've done the work on the back end then for you to just day one have all the access to all the materials that you need. And then you'll just enroll in your course. And I heard that you'll have access to your ebook from Cengage, but you'll also have access to MindTap or SAM or that other courseware if your instructor has decided to use that in their course as well. So you have access to anything and everything. You don't need to go one place for an ebook and one place for your courseware. If your instructor has adopted Cengage, then you're set up and you're ready to go with whatever it is that you might need. We also, I wanted to point out, have particular student office hours set up this term. So I have shared this deck with Elijah, and I'll share it with Carrie too, for anybody that might need any questions answered. If you are having any hiccups at all in registration, we will have a team available on these days and times for the next few weeks. So again, I'll disseminate that after this call to the involved stakeholders, so that you can have access to that, because this is for y'all. So we would love to hear from you, and we're available to answer any questions that you might have. We have 24/7 tech support, and we also have full visibility into our systems. So techcheck.cengage.com is available to anyone and everyone at all times. And you can see if for some reason there is something going on with one of our systems, you'll be alerted and you'll know what's going on, and it's usually remedied within minutes. So I wanted to just point that out as well, and also provide you with our tech support number to everybody. And that is 1-800-354-9706. Again, 24/7 support. And you can also chat with our support team. Go to the website as well for any kind of frequently asked questions too that you might experience along the way. So we're thrilled for our partnership. We've had great results this last term, and we look forward to working with instructors and students again this term. You're just seeing me today, but there's a team of about 10 of us from Cengage. So we promise to provide the best support needed, and we are available for y'all at any step of the way. So please reach out. Don't be shy. We'd love to hear from you. I'll put my email address also in chat. And again, follow up with these slides, the few in particular that you or your students might need.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Leah. Very helpful information. Yes.
Are there any questions right now that I can answer for anybody?
I do see one in the chat. Says, Susie says, do we have to re-enroll for Cengage or does it carry over from last semester? So I think I could answer that one too. I think as long as you're enrolled for spring semester, like you said earlier, Leah, it's built right into your Canvas account. So you wouldn't have to re-enroll.
Okay, well, thanks again. I will put, before I hop off, I'll put my email in there and follow up with you, Elijah. Thank you for the opportunity. And I hope everyone has an amazing term.
Okay, all right, awesome. Thank you for that information, Leah. Thank you for joining us. So moving right along here, we'll try and keep things right on the agenda as much as we can, because it's be about a 2.5, maybe 3-hour presentation today. And so we want to kind of get through things fairly quickly. But just so students are aware, a lot of our classes are ebooks. Cengage ebooks. The digital book is going to be built into your Canvas account. And so
he's in orientation right now. I can give it to him as soon as he gets done, probably around 11 or noon.
Real quick, Darcy. Okay. So many of the books for the courses will be digital, but not all of them. And so I did ask Carrie if she would share with us a little bit about the physical books, if she's still on the call.
Thank you, Elijah. And thank you, Leah, for that great introduction. I do have to say that Cengage is new to all of us. I think we've made leaps and bounds in the last 2 years with digital books. Like anything, I think physical books could continue to be more difficult to get, just like anything we try to buy off the shelf or in the grocery stores. So the digital book situation has really allowed us to explore opportunities and provide you as students more visuals online that are out there too for your classes. So a majority of the instructors are using digital or their own resources online. We do have a handful of instructors that are using physical books, and it's not for lack of not being able to use Cengage, it's just that there might not be that resource out there that they need quite yet. So the instructors that are using physical books are Garrett Bigleggins, Mike Turcott, Judy Ogle, Billy Norgard is a combination of Cengage and physical, Steve Harada, Steve Kuhn, Will Norgard, Jarrett Medicine Elk, Marge Abbott, and Alex James. Those books are in the hands of the college, and faculty members will be picking those books up at the college over the course of this week. When you go to your first class next week, your in-person class, most of those are in-person classes, those instructors will have those books available for you to check out that day. We ask that if for some reason that you have to withdraw from a class, or you might withdraw from that class and go to another one that's online, that you return the book to your instructor so we can keep track of those. But the process for the physical book's fairly simple. See your instructor, they should be able to give it to you. We had an abundant amount for several of the courses on hand from last semester, so I don't see many issues of not having the book available as we start the semester off next week.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. And again, students, if you have any questions, just give us a call at Student Services. We do have that listing that she just rattled off of all the different instructors that utilize the physical books. And so, and again, this presentation is recorded. We will be sending this out to everybody. Let's see here. Moving on. Is there anything else to add, Carrie?
I don't think so. Off the top of my head, no.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so Nora, I believe we are at the digital tools. I think we have some really cool videos, students, because sometimes when you're being integrated into being a buffalo chaser, a Fort Peck Community College student, sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming. And so we've tried to create some cool little digital tools. We have 3 separate videos, one for email, one for your student email, one for your Cengage or JIX, which is an important tool, and then also your Canvas. And Canvas is just the brand name of the learning management system that we use. And so I believe there's some videos lined up. So are you able to share those now, Nora? Okay, maybe if you're having troubles, maybe I can just go ahead and share myself. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. Bear with us 1 second here. Okay, here is one video. This is how to JIX. Every student will get a JIX account upon enrolling. So go ahead and listen to this real quick.
Checking on a website. If you're here, you're probably having a little difficulty technology-wise, either with Canvas, your email. First thing first, before you even get started, get a pencil, get a paper, pause the video, check the graphic. You need to reach out to us immediately, either by phone, 406-768-6300, or by contacting us through the website, fpcc.edu/contact. You will have to have your student ID number, your actual student email account, and we can supply you with any of your passwords from there. So if you don't have that information, pause the video and get that first, and we'll get you going. Today we're going to be discussing JICS, a little bit of a complicated subject. Why is it important to you? What does it even mean? We always refer to it, or you may hear staff refer to it as JICS. It's your My FPCC Portal. What it's going to allow you to do is check your grades, your midterm grades, your bills, pre-register for next semester. So it is a pretty important interface that you should be aware of. With that being said, go ahead and have a seat. We'll take a quick run and see if we can get you logged in. As always, start with www.fpcc.edu. Once you've located our website, our homepage, you'll need to navigate to the link labeled My FPCC JICS. You'll click on that link. It's going to take you to a login screen. Upper right-hand corner is going to be username, password. Again, best practices, bonus tip. Go ahead and bookmark this, add it to your favorites, or simply select and highlight, copy and paste the entire URL into a shortcut on your desktop. Makes it easier for you in the future. Now here's the trick. Where it says username, it's actually your student ID number, not your email address, not your name, your student ID number, then your password, and you're logged in. So as you can see here, lots of stuff, lots of business, lots of busy screens for you as a student. Probably most importantly is the student tab. Will allow you to get in, pull reports on your midterm grades, look at your billing under finance, advising, registration. Not something you need day one to get going for classes, but definitely something you need to manage your career as a student to make sure you're progressing the correct way. If you have any more issues with JICS or want more information regarding technology, feel free to call IT at FPCC 406-768-6300 or reach out to us through our URL fpcc.edu/contact. Hit us up, give us your question, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Have a great day.
Okay, then we have a few more videos for you as well. Let's see here. Email. 1 second here. Okay, then we will expand.
Thanks for checking on our website. If you're here, you're probably having a little difficulty technology-wise, either with Canvas or email. First thing first, before you even get started, get a pencil, get a paper, pause the video, check the graphic. You need to reach out to us immediately, either by phone, 406-768-6300, or by contacting us through the website, fpcc.edu/contact. You will have to have your student ID number, your actual student email account, and we can supply you with any of your passwords from there. So if you don't have that information, pause the video and get that first, and we'll get you going. Welcome to this video. This one will be specifically talking about your student email account, why it's important to you, a few features within the account that is extremely powerful, that's paid for by us, free to you. Go ahead, grab a seat, let's get started. Again, the first thing we're going to want to do is go to our website, FPCC. So go to www.fpcc.edu in your browser, navigate to the hyperlink for FPCC email. At this point, you're going to be redirected to a login screen for Microsoft. It is login.microsoftonline.com. Ideally, once you get to this point, a really good practice is either to add it to your favorites or simply highlight the entire URL, copy it, and paste it into a shortcut on your desktop just to make it a nice, easy access for you in the future. But what we want to do is get you going and logged in. Once you've reached the Outlook login screen, which is your Microsoft 365 account, your free licensing that goes along with your student enrollment, the syntax is very important. You're going to need to enter your first name, dot, your last name, at, and here's where we always seem to get into trouble, student.fpcc.edu. Not students plural, not fpcc.edu, student.fpcc.edu, exactly like you're going to see on the screen. You're going to hit next. You'll be prompted to put in your password. Once you've gotten into your account, you can see now that it defaults to Outlook. Outlook is our email client that we use. It's our official communication tool for our students and our faculty. It is what we communicate with you for scholarship offers, any opportunities that come up. We will not use your private accounts. So this is your nice generic account that you can interact with us, no issues. The one big thing that we want to make sure you understand is once you're in your Outlook, right here on the screen, in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see the app launcher. When you open the apps, you're going to have access to a number of extra apps that are all part of your licensing. So not only does it have a communication tool Outlook, you're going to have access to Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, anything that you might need to further success or further assignment to finish your assignments in your classroom, all available for free once you're signed up with FPCC. So if you have any other issues with your email or you're having difficulty logging in, again, reach out to IT, give us a call, 406-768-6300, or contact us on the graphic below or the graphic that you see that contains.
Okay, so again, super helpful. JICS and student email, you have to have those because we're going to be sending you a lot of information. Let's see here, there's one other video that we want to share, and that is how to Canvas. And so bear with me again 1 second. Okay, looks like we have a little commercial.
It's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct.
Thanks for checking on our website. If you're here, you're probably having a little difficulty technology-wise, either with Canvas, your email. First thing first, before you even get started, get a pencil, get a paper, pause the video, check the graphic. You need to reach out to us immediately, either by phone, 406-768-6300, or by contacting us through the website, fpcc.edu/contact. You will have to have your student ID number, your actual student email account, and we can supply you with any of your passwords from there. So if you don't have that information, pause the video and get that first, and we'll get you going. We're gonna go through a real quick how-to video today discussing Canvas, get you all squared away. So if you can, grab a pencil, grab a piece of paper, take a few notes, have a seat, and we'll get started. Always, and best practices for us is always go to www.fpcc.edu. There you'll get a lot of references, but we'll start with getting into our Canvas account. Once you navigate over to FPCC Canvas, you'll click on that, and it's going to redirect you to a website, fpcc.instructure.com. You'll find it in your URL. We'll do a quick little bonus tip right here. Ideally, once you get to this point, a really good practice is either to add it to your favorites, add it to your bookmarks if you're using an Apple product, or simply highlight the entire URL, copy it, and paste it into a shortcut on your desktop just to make it a nice, easy access for you in the future. Once we're redirected to the URL, you'll enter in your student ID number, enter in your password, and there you go. So now you've successfully logged into Canvas. The first thing you're going to notice is in a policy acceptance screen, you have to select agree. It's not selected by default. Hit submit. We're redirected to our course site. You will see now that you're in your dashboard, and one of the things to take note of immediately is on your course list right here where the cursor is, you will need to accept any courses that you've been invited into. Once you're completed, you will also see a pop-up screen talking about your tour. This is a great thing to go through whenever you get a chance to do it. You don't have to do it now, but if you do select not now, it's always available in the help button. And now you're in Canvas, and there's all your classes, and you're good to go for the semester. Have a great semester, and hope to see you again next semester.
Okay, so super helpful information. Those are available on our Fort Peck Community College YouTube channel. We'll be sending those out to everybody, definitely to your student emails. If you have any other questions or you want to just kind of watch those again. So at this point, I know everybody has been really glued to their chairs and whatnot, and we want to take a short break. So let's come back here in about 4 or 5 minutes, and that will give our staff enough time to process all the students and put their names in the hat for the first drawing. Okay, so we did want to do a drawing here, and so I know a number of you already put your names in the chat. Those of you that are following us on social media that are students or intend on becoming students, go ahead and put your full name in the chat. If you're able to do that, then we will put your names in the spinner for that drawing. Okay, so we will be back shortly. So just hang on tight, and I will be back here at about 10:04 a.m. Okay, so just wait a few minutes, everybody. I think I said 10:04, a couple minutes, and we will do our first drawing. Okay, so I think we'll do our drawing. Darcy, do we have the names in the spinner? Are we ready to roll? Okay, so everybody, all students that were put their names in the chat.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready to roll.
Okay.
And what are we drawing for right now, Darcy? $50.
All this, we got just like a little grab bag with t-shirt and some other fun stuff from the
Okay.
college.
Okay, so the winner of the items, the bag and whatnot, is Nicole.
All kinds of stuff here for him.
Okay,
I
right.
really see everything.
Winner, chicken dinner. Congratulations, Nicole. Were we going to do another one? Or are we doing just that one?
Did you want to do one for the card now, or do you want to wait?
Yeah, let's do one for the card, because I believe we have 3 cards, right?
Nope, just 2.
Just 2? Okay, we'll do one now, and then we'll do one at the end.
And this is for the $50 Visa card.
Ooh, $50 Visa card, man. Okay. Susie Kirker, winner, chicken dinner. Congratulations, Susie. So you can retrieve those items over at Student Services. Just get a hold of Darcy, call her 406-768-6370, or shoot her an email. I think she already put it in the chat, and we'll hook you up. So with that, again, stay on the call, because later on we have a couple more drawings that we want to do here. So, so now we're going to roll into the introduction to student services. So I believe I have the screen here. Share this. Okay. Okay, so for student services, the way I look at your experience as being a student here at Fort Peck Community College, the way we're structured here, there's an academic wing of things. That's all your courses, you know, all that type of stuff. That's kind of what you're here to get a degree, right? But the student services department specifically is to help you with everything else that goes with that. So all the different supports, there's financial aid, all different types of things. And we have different staff that specialize in different aspects of those supports. And so we'll introduce some of them. Some of them are on the call. Some of them could not be on. But again, myself, Elijah Hopkins, VP of Student Services. We have Miss Lynette Clark. I don't think she was able to join us. She's the Director of Financial Aid. but she's going to be able to address you for all those issues related to your financial aid issues, because financial aid is super important to your success as being a student here. We have Michelle Day. I don't believe Michelle is on the call, but Michelle Day is the registrar. She's the one that will be walking you through the initial process of registering for courses once you met with your advisor and whatnot. But Michelle, she's an awesome resource. All of these individuals' offices are located over here at the War Eagle Vision building here at the Student Services Department at Poplar Main Campus. And then we also have Jackie Spotted Bird, who works very closely with Michelle Day in the admissions office. And so both of them will be doing a lot of work with registering you specifically. But if you have any questions about transcripts that you're not able to address, let's say with JICs, both of these individuals will work with you directly, either on the phone, they can set up Zoom calls, but in person is probably best if possible. And then naturally, Darcy Bellegarde, aka Saint Germain, she's out at the reception area. She's on the call as well. She's super awesome, a student as well. So she's kind of like multitasking. So she knows exactly what it's like to be going through what you're going through. You might even have her in a few of your courses. And then again, Nora Abu Shaban, she will basically specializes, and she kind of explained it when she introduced herself earlier, but recruitment and retention specifically. There's some other cool products like Dropout Detective and whatnot. She's going to be talking about those things, but super important person. She's been with us for about a year or so. So later on, she can talk to you about more specific programming that she has. Also, this past year, we brought on Mr. Michael Cooper III. He's a career coach. He works in our TRIO department. We have Mr. David James, TRIO director. I remember when David was a student, he's kind of worked his way up. Now he's got oversees about 3 or 4 different staff or positions anyway. And Antoinette Simons. Antoinette works very closely with David James and Michael Cooper for TRIO eligible students. And though that program is a sub-program underneath Student Services Department. You'll hear a term called TRIO, Student Support Services. So these little acronyms, they might seem a little confusing, but that's basically what it means. And so Antoinette, she works pretty closely with them. And then also this past year, we brought on an individual that gave our opening prayer earlier, Mr. Tommy Christian. He's our cultural liaison, but he's a super helpful resource. He's helped us out in a lot of ways with integrating some either whether it's prayer or the cultural literacy, which is important to your experience. We believe here as a student here at Fort Peck Community College, as a Buffalo Chaser, we try to do some pretty cool things like Buffalo Chaser podcasting. And I know Nora brought it up earlier, a little bit of a virtual talking circles. He's a part of that. You know, we have a lot of different events, and he's always involved, helping us out with that cultural perspective. And so that's the team. And then also part of this presentation, I wanted students to be, I guess, aware of the aspects of online learning. You know, there's a few courses, some programs, most of which are in person, most of your voc ed classes, but our programs, but many of the other courses that you're going to have here at the college that you're going to be a part of, they're going to be online. And so I don't know, Nora, do you want to hop in at this point and discuss a little bit about this?
So we have, you know, the pandemic has been really hard, but as President Gorno was saying earlier, there kind of have been, you know, certain advancements and almost like a silver lining to this whole situation that we've been in for the past 2 years. Online learning has been really huge for us. We now have students from all over the country who can join in and be Buffalo Chasers. This has been really great for students who are working full time, but, you know, still want to get their degrees. So we have made a shift to online learning. It's now possible to complete a whole degree completely online. And so we have two different formats for our online classes. When you look at your course schedule, you're going to see courses that end in a 70, courses that end in a 90. And just to help you sort of get through that and understand what you're looking at, we differentiate our online courses between asynchronous and polysynchronous. So an asynchronous class means that the course is self-paced. It means that there are no scheduled class times. So as a student, you would log on to Canvas and all your coursework is going to be there, whether it's a recorded lecture or your reading, and you can complete the work at your own pace. Of course, given the deadlines that your instructor may set. You can still interact with your instructor, but asynchronous courses give you a lot more freedom when it comes to managing your own time and your work schedules. If you're a night owl, this is really great because you don't have to go to any morning classes. It's just a great option for students who are busy during the day. I know that a lot of our parents really like this option as well. We also have polysynchronous courses. Now, the difference here is that in a polysynchronous course, these classes are live streamed over Zoom. So the same way that you guys, showed up at 9 a.m. for orientation and we're all, communicating live over Zoom, that's the same deal with polysynchronous. So you have the option to go to your course in person if it's polysynchronous, but if you can't come to campus, then you can attend online. It's also a really good option for people who are busy or people who live, elsewhere and they still want to have like that face-to-face with their instructor. Looks like Carrie stepped away, but I'm happy to go over the different degree programs that we offer. So we offer three different types. We offer an Associate of Arts degree, an Associate of Science, and an Applied Associate of Science. Oh, Carrie, do you want to discuss degree programs?
Yes. Sorry, I had to step away. So we have, as you can see on their presentation, we have several Associate of Art degree programs. We have new ones this year. The Early Child Education is one. That's a new program we had several years ago and brought it back. Have seen great success with that this year. We also have two new ones in the AS degrees, the Associate of Science degrees, which is the general studies with a chemistry option and a biology option. Those are two new programs that we're piloting here at the college, and in the catalog, it kind of gives an explanation of, depending on what you're wanting to transfer for, what those degrees would fulfill. Criminal justice is another great new program. We have the lay advocate program, one of the only TCUs to have the lay advocate program. So it's a stackable degree. A majority of the courses that you took for your lay advocate will transfer to your criminal justice program. And like Nora said, just lots of great programs. Most can be done all online. We've tried to tailor our schedule to accommodate in-person sections and online sections for your gen ed requirement. So if you do reside off reservation and you can't make it to campus, those classes are available for you to complete that. Our certificate programs have remained the same over the last several years. We're actually doing some surveying and focus groups with community members, and we're going to be requesting students' help in identifying areas that we might need to add to our career and technical education programs. Truck driving continues to be a popular one. There are some changes coming with the truck driving in the state of Montana that's going to affect everybody that wants to get your CDL. I am proud to say that Fort Peck Community College will be on the provider registry to get your CDL, which means If you want to obtain your commercial driver's license, if you already have your bus endorsement, but you want to upgrade to a Class A endorsement, you have to do that through a provider registry. Fort Peck Community College last week got approved on that provider registry. We just need to finish the paperwork, submit our course learning outcomes and all of that information. So that's a big game changer for us at the college, and depending on what our student count looks like, as that program rolls out more with the state of Montana, we might have to look at some more short-term training for it. Cultural arts, lots of our students like to take those just almost as one of those self-care things that you do for yourself when you need, a break from your taking care of the many roles we play as students. The cultural arts is always a great program. I know Elijah teaches the bow making and the archery class. We have Lee Melbourne who does beading and her moccasin making. Mike teaches moccasin making. Just our star quilt class is very, very popular with Rose. Typically fills every semester, and we're actually going to be offering the star quilt making class twice this upcoming summer. So there'll be those opportunities as well. And then welding continues, automotive. So just lots of great programs to fulfill all your needs that you're looking for at the college.
Okay, I don't know, maybe you could speak a little bit about this, the academic programs versus the vocational. But when you get your advising, they'll definitely cover this. But just in general, correct me if I'm wrong, Carrie, but the AA programs are basically designed for four-year transfer. And then,
yes. Our AA and a majority of our associative science programs will all transfer to a four-year college. And I mentioned it last semester, we are now part of the Montana University Common Course numbering system. So every gen ed requirement that we offer at Fort Peck Community College, from RIT 101, RIT 102 to psychology, your biology courses, those courses all have the same number that the university and community colleges have. And I can share that website in the chat. So if you're unsure, or if you're transferring to another university within the state of Montana and they say that won't transfer, that website is always a useful tool to go to. And if they still say it won't transfer, certainly come back to us at Fort Peck, because we can help you accommodate that. Or if you're in the school system as a dual credit, your school counselors will help you get that fixed too.
Yeah, awesome. And then this next slide, here's some articulation agreements that absolutely transfer from your AAs all the way over to your BA programs. And maybe you could talk a little bit about this too, Carrie, what those for.
We have several articulation agreements. And what that means is, I'll use the elementary or the early childhood programs as an example. You obtain your Associate of Arts in Elementary Ed, Early Childhood, Social Work, or Business Administration at Fort Peck Community College. All those credits will transfer onto Montana State University, Northern, or the University of Montana, depending on where that articulation agreement is with, and count as your credits. So when you go in these classes with these articulation agreements are online, when you become a student at MSU Northern or the University of Montana, you are essentially a junior in college. You're not having to retake any classes. If there's a class that might be altered a little bit different, we have an agreement that says they're accepting our class in lieu of theirs. So essentially when you go there, then you just have the rest of those remaining credits for your four-year degree that you would have to take.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you very much, Carrie, for that overview. Now we'll switch gears a little bit to the student support services provided. We've already covered some of this. We'll go over more of this in greater detail, but financial aid, super important. And part of that, there's different aspects of it. There's going to be your Pell Grant. When you go over register, there's online websites that our staff will hook you up with, but you need to apply for your FAFSA, and there's a whole presentation on this a little bit later on. But we did have meal stipends, but we've basically bundled that into a monthly stipend where we send out a check to students that are currently enrolled basically depending upon your enrollment status. That goes directly to your the students' mailing addresses. There's many different scholarship opportunities, and we really try to go out of our way to help students either with applying for them, or if they're either merit-based or whatnot, that there's definitely a lot of opportunities there. So emergency aid. So there's a few different emergency aid programs that we have. One is with Ascendium, that it's called Dream Keepers. And again, be on the lookout for your student emails. There's a lot of different links and opportunities that we send directly to the students. But one, for example, with the Dream Keepers, there's a website where basically if you're at least half-time status, okay, which means you're at least 6 credits, not 6 classes, but at least 6 credits, and you're degree seeking with one of those many different degrees that we offer, because you could be a student and not be degree seeking. Okay, that's totally up to you. But what I would highly encourage you to do is identify a degree, because when you're at least 6 credits, it opens up a whole different world opportunities in terms of scholarship and whatnot. And so financial aid. And so a lot of our emergency aid applications, we review those things. And so on our websites, later on, we'll share this with you, but a lot of times it does depend on your eligibility, which is usually at least 6 credits in degree seeking. Okay. Mentorship, you know, over the years since I've been here, that's one of our key things, is that when you become a Buffalo Chaser, a student here at the college, we're trying to connect you with advisors who will provide academic mentorship, advising, but also the various staff that you meet at the college, especially students support services staff. We're here to provide that mentorship to kind of guide you through this pathway from the entry level. During your time here, we want to keep you on the path, and we want to get you into a position where you're able to apply your degree and upward mobility. You're able to put yourself and your family in a better position. And so that mentorship, that's one of the key things that we're trying to do for our students here at the college. Leadership opportunities. When you become a student here, obviously the academic coursework that you're taking prepares you for that particular field. But also there's various opportunities here at the college for student leadership. We have many student organizations, such as our Student Senate, which we provide students the opportunity to participate and apply for positions of leadership, whether that's the president of Student Senate, vice president, secretary, many different positions within that student organization as well. But that's like our lead student organization. I'll talk a little bit about that more later on, but there's many other student organizations, such as American Indian Business Leaders, if you're a business student, ACES, American Indian Science and Engineering Society. And then definitely when you talk to TRIO later on, they'll be doing a presentation. They have a lot of different opportunities over there to kind of put positions in students in position to experience leadership, whether that's at first, sometimes we have to just kind of sit back and observe, but there's other options, and we'll talk about a little bit with strengthening the community through our culture presentation here in a bit. So definitely a great opportunities for students. Jumped ahead here. So the Veterans Program Assistance, that is housed in the TRIO program. So if you're a veteran status and you declare that as a student, that opens you up to some other opportunities, whether that's financial or whatnot. Definitely make that declaration. We'll definitely hook you up. College transfer assistance. And so with that, when you become a student, you'll be connected with an advisor. You can meet with them in person and whatnot, or over Zoom, phone calls and whatnot. But in addition to that, our student support services staff, we try to make it to where students, once they identify where they want to go, there's many opportunities for students to transfer to other institutions. Okay. And part of that is the academic side of it. We talked about those MOUs, those articulation agreements, but there's other aspects of that students will benefit from here at the college. We'll take a bunch of students, maybe 10 to 15, 20 of students, and we might hop on a charter bus and go down to MSU Billings, okay, and tour the campus. We want to connect students with that campus, other resources, find other departments, kind of like we have a student services department here at the college. We want to connect them with those universities, those four-year transfer institutions, with their resources. And that could be housing, that could be tutoring, that could be financial aid, many different things that encompass that. And so super important. We do have in-person tutors. We've always had that at the college here. Usually that's housed in the TRIO department. We also have some COVID, due to the COVID environment, we've created a COVID safe tutoring center. And so we are going to have a couple students that are going to be the tutors for that. And so there's going to be some applications. So if you're interested in being a tutor, let us know here over at Student Services. We do have 24/7 online tutoring, and perhaps Nora could talk about that a little bit, or Dave if he's on the call, but we have a program called tutor.com. And so no matter what program you're in, there's many different online resources built within that program to connect you with tutors specific for any of your coursework. So super awesome program. We pay a pretty good sum of money for that. We definitely want to get the word out and have students take advantage of that opportunity. Career counseling, again, that goes hand in hand with career placement and your advising, but your instructors and your advisors in your academic field will have very specific information and very customized knowledge, I guess, that they can assist you with. But in addition to that, later on in our TRIO presentation, Michael Cooper is our career coach. And so he'll definitely be able to hook you up with different things related to that. And financial literacy, Nora later on, she has a presentation as well. It goes hand in hand with financial aid and whatnot, but she developed a really cool course. She's developed the curriculum for it, and it's a course that I think all students should take. It's not mandatory, but it's definitely something we want to encourage. But financial literacy, understanding the nuances of financial aid. Okay, there's merit-based, and there's other there's different grants, okay, scholarships, many opportunities for students to be financially healthy. But in order to understand the nuances of that, our programming over here at Student Services has some online resources and some in-person courses that you can take to kind of increase your knowledge in that area. Okay, so here's a little snapshot. We try to do this every month. I don't believe the walking club, when I look at this, is active right now, but in general, what we try to do here at Student Services, between TRIO Student Support Services and then the Student Services Department, together we try to collaborate to have a monthly calendar of events. Okay, and so when you look at this, when classes start on the 18th, we're going to try and energize our running walking club, but we also try and have food every day, snacks. And so when you look at, there's pancakes and smudge. There is Fry Bread Fridays. And so Darcy, that's kind of her forte, is fry bread. So if you've never had fry bread, and if you're an online student, you're distant, I mean, that's unfortunate you're not able to make it to our campus here. But definitely here at the War Eagle Vision building, we try to go out of our way to connect with our main campus students. We are going to try and get over to the Dumont building for the Wolf Point students more often this semester. And try and replicate some of these resources that we're providing here at main campus. But again, when you check your student email, I would check that thing every day. It's almost like your job. That's one thing when I'm talking to students, is that when you become a student, you need to treat it like a job in order to be successful, meaning that when you get up every day, and we give you a laptop if you don't have one, we give you internet if you don't have it, but you can always come on site. But we want you to like clockwork, when you get up, it's part of your process, in addition, whether it's on your phone, but you log into your student email. And because we're going to be sending out a lot of information, whether it's this calendar of events, scholarship opportunities, links to other virtual programming like podcasting. It's critical that you integrate that into your process and how you think, because that's the way that you're going to be successful. And so communication is really important. And so in order for us to do our part at Student Services, we try and do some forward planning and get the word out. And so I think in order for you to be successful as students, part of that, your side of the communication, you got to log in and check your emails. And if you're ever hung up on that, refer to those videos again. But as you can see, January is here upon us, but February, be checking your emails for that. And so that concludes the student online portion. I will pass over the baton to Nora. There's a really cool student success seminar class that we've developed. And we kind of want to target new students, basically everybody on this call. I think you would benefit from it. So do you want to share a little bit about that now, Nora?
Yeah, for sure. Right. So our student success seminar, that has been revamped. When I design a course, I like to, think about it from the student's perspective. Now, I don't have the longest attention span. I have to be really engaged with some material to stay focused. So when I was designing this course, I was trying to think about when I was a college student, what do I wish I had myself? And what could I have benefited from? And that really informed the way that the curriculum was structured. Let's hit the next slide, please. And I think it's a lot easier to motivate yourself to, stay on top of your classes, treat being a student like being a job, like Elijah said. And financial stability is a very good motivator. Now, you don't have to be a mathematician to see that the higher up you go with your education, the more financially well off you're going to be, the more doors are going to open for you. You're just going to have a better, earning potential, and that is going to make your life and your family's life a lot easier. When you have choices and that kind of freedom financially, I know that for myself, when I got my degree and I was able to pull in the kind of salary that made me independent, I noticed that I was just a lot happier. Even my mental health got a lot better. So that's just something that, I always encourage students to keep in mind. Let's see, next slide, please. So one thing that's really cool about our student success course is that it was created in collaboration with JMG, which is Jobs for Montana's Graduates. What I really want to impart to our students are tools, for managing your academics, managing your personal life, basically hitting a lot of different areas of success that you need to be doing well in to be effective. And the way that, we're looking at success is in a way that's holistic. It's hard to, be successful in your classes if your mental health isn't feeling well, and it's hard to, mentally feel well when, you're like struggling, with finances or classes. A lot of this sort of builds on itself in cycles. But what I know for a fact to be true is that when you do start to work on one area, you can have a positive domino effect. When you start to, pick up on, different tips for making your life easier financially, that can free up some time to, work on yourself mentally. It can give you the freedom to, focus on your relationships. So really what I want this class to be is basically like a cheat sheet, a cheat sheet for navigating college, how to achieve as a student. I know we're going to be focusing on, personal and academic organization skills, for one thing, for example, developing your career and showing your options after FPCC. So this is like a very brief overview of the topics that we're going to be covering in class. So class meets just once a week on Fridays. It's a 2-hour-long class. That way we can cover the course material and, give students time during class to complete their activities. We're located in the computer lab in Poplar in our tribal library. I do strongly recommend that you attend in person. You can also join live, via Zoom. If you can't make it over Zoom, you can take the course at your own pace. But, just keep in mind that I am going to be assessing students a little differently if you can't join live. There's no textbook. All the material that you need is going to be in class. We have a lot of cool guest speakers lined up as well. So it's not just going to be me talking for 2 hours. I couldn't do that. And a huge benefit of the class is giving students hands-on instruction and help. For example, like if you're unsure about how to navigate Canvas or any of the online tools, we have a whole class dedicated to that to give students that one-on-one hands-on help. And the way the class is graded, if you are coming in person, then your attendance and participation counts for 75% of your final grade. Your assignments count for just 25%. Basically, if you come and you're ready to learn and pay attention, you're going to be set. This isn't meant to be a difficult class. It's meant to be informative. And there we have it for student success.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and that's just is it a 1 or 2 credit class?
It's a 2 credit class.
2 credit class. And so, I would highly encourage all students to take advantage of that, because it kind of puts you in the position to be successful all the way through your time as a student here. So, and then you're looking at the instructor there. So Nora's an awesome instructor. So I think at this point, we're going to transition over to the financial aid presentation. Nora, I got a message from our financial aid director, Lynette. She is unable to join us for the presentation. So we'll just go ahead and roll with it. We have a pretty good working knowledge of financial aid. So, so with financial aid, as we discussed earlier, we do offer scholarships to all new high school graduates. That's one of the things we've done for years. Is so all first started out with a local area high school. So, but if you're a new high school graduate, no matter where you're from, we will honor your first year of tuition free. We will waive that. Okay, so if you graduate, say in last May, and then you enrolled this fall, you're good to go. Same thing if you enroll this semester, it's completely free. And so that's just something not a whole lot of colleges do, but I think that's definitely a perk of being a college student here. In addition, says resources available for the spring 22 semester, tuition waivers, fee waivers, and more. And so basically what we're saying here is that in addition to having waivers of all the courses that you would normally take, you'd be billed on an hourly rate. We are covering that. As soon as you enroll, we will cover that. There's many other things that I think not a lot of colleges are doing. Over the past couple of semesters, we've provided free laptops. Okay, free laptops. As long as you're, again, at least 6 credits, that's the magic number, being at least half time, but we want you to be full-time naturally. But we do understand that all of you have different unique life circumstances, right? That may not enable you to be a full-time student. Maybe you're taking care of your grandchildren or your kids, or it's just a little bit challenging with your work schedule. And so, but if you're at least 6 credits in degree seeking, we're able to basically waive your tuition. Okay, there might be a bill on your student billing, but we will come in and cover that for you. When you register, there's a COVID student survey that you'll need to complete. It only takes maybe 5 minutes, 15, 20 questions on there. But when you take that survey, that will notify our staff when we review those if you need a laptop and or if you need internet. And then we will make that eligibility determination and reach out to students at that point. But it's important that you complete all aspects of the registration process. Okay, sometimes it's a lot easier if you can come into campus and we'll hook you up. But even if it's purely online, we'll walk you through it. Okay, either through Zoom or a phone call. So yeah, and we've been sending off, last semester we sent off checks to students. I believe it was $975 for full-time status, 12 credits or more. And if you were at least 6 credits to 11 credits, I believe it was like $475 a month. Okay. I can't say for certain if it will be that same exact amount, but that's what we've been providing to students in lieu of the COVID environment. Okay. And that's supposed to go to help you out with transportation issues, whether it's childcare issues, help you out with getting that real laptop you needed to do some of your coursework. That's what that funding's for. Okay. But it's directly tied to your enrollment and your status as a student. And then in addition to that, there will be 4 monthly installments at the end of every month. In addition to that, there's a committee that's going to review the attendance of all students. So we're able to track when you go into your courses, and if you're even logging into Canvas, we can tell. So if you're going in there and you're not, even going to class, the COVID selection student funding committee will review that and be like, well, the student's not even going. You won't get that funding. So I highly encourage you to be engaged in your courses. If it's overwhelming, getting into Cengage, contact us here at Student Services. Naturally, we want you to first go to your instructor, but if you're having challenges, get a hold of us. We'll be able to connect you and keep you on track throughout that course, because that's how you're going to get some of those, that funding. Okay. So, but again, FAFSA is super important. That ties you into Pell eligibility. Most of our students do receive Pell, and there's a thing called the 150% rule. So being a 2-year institution, which we are, we will give all students, assuming you're eligible and you complete the FAFSA. Again, you have to have some documentation, like your what do you call it? Your tax information. If you're a dependent student, you might need your parents. But whatever you submitted for your taxes, when you complete that FAFSA document, that's how the calculation is determined to determine your unmet need. And then based off that, there will be possibly some Pell funding for you that would go directly to you. But if you incur any bills, possibly, then normally that Pell would go to that, and then you would get the balance. But check this out. This is the real cool part. Because the COVID environment and you're a Buffalo Chaser this semester, we cover that. You get all of your Pell. Okay, you get all of your Pell. That's money in the bank. Win a chicken dinner. You can. That's up to you. But technically, that's supposed to go to your academic expenses. But that money will go to you. So that's super important. All these other scholarships, like the American Indian College Fund, you'll hear these different acronyms again. AICF, the American Indian College Fund. They're a private organization that works very closely with tribal colleges. You'll hear the other term, TCUs. Fort Peck Community College, FPCC, is a TCU. We are a tribal college and university. So the American Indian College Fund goes way out of their way to help out all tribal colleges, and even non-tribal colleges, like your predominantly those mainstream institutions like the University of Montana, all throughout the United States. But there's about 37, maybe 38 tribal colleges now throughout the United States. We're one of them. That puts us in a very unique status, okay, to get additional funding, additional assistance from outside entities. So the American Indian College Fund they're like our BFFs here at the college, man. So like they really help us out, not just with scholarships, but with other really cool resources. Okay, so like when we talked about transferring, they have transfer scholarships. So when you're one of our students and you need to go to the University of Montana and you're thinking a year out, we'll help you with some of those applications through the American Indian College Fund portal, and they'll send you some money to help get you over there. Okay, so a lot of scholarships and a lot of non-cognitive things that they help out with, all related to student success. So, but in order to be eligible for those things, you got to be in good, satisfactory academic progress. That's the key. If you don't remember anything about this presentation, remember that satisfactory academic progress. You have to be going to your courses. You need at least a C average. Okay, when you go complete your courses, that's what we look at. We have a committee at the college. We look at all those things. Attendance. We look at attendance. If you're physically going to class, or if you're logging into your Cengage account. So just be aware of that. I can't push that enough. Is there anything else you want to cover on that, Nora?
I think that covers it.
Okay. Okay, I will go over to this next slide. Hopped over that one. I forgot that one was on there. Okay, perfect. I was speaking out of turn. What is good academic standing? Okay, so I was talking about this a little bit earlier. So how do we define this as an institution? That means you're attending all classes. Okay, super important. And if for whatever reason you can't make it, email your instructor beforehand, let them know. That's kind of like your way of, I won't say you're off the hook, but communication is critical. You know, they can't, there's no mental telepathy with the instructors. You got to like notify them. And then also fully participating in the classes. Like just because your physical body goes, maybe your mind did not go with you for whatever reason. We all get tired. We're not always 100%. Nora, she's over there always firing on all cylinders, but me, sometimes I have not so great days, but you physically got to go. That's half the battle, but then participating, engaging with the course content and the instructor and your classmates. And again, I talked about this earlier, getting good grades in all your classes. C's, that's okay, but we want you to get you up there for B's, A's. That's how you get your foot in the door for those more competitive scholarships. Okay, because there's a lot of money. There's money on the table every semester that we have here at the college, but we can't give it away because a lot of our students, they're not in good academic standing. For whatever reason, they like dropped out of 2 classes, quit going to 3 of them. They go to 1 or whatever, but all of your courses, keep those, your GPA up.
If I can just hop in there real quick, the magic number for your GPA, you really want to aim for a 3.5. 3.5 is considered the minimum for the most competitive scholarships. And I was actually looking at a bunch of scholarships specifically for our Indigenous students and for non-Indigenous students as well. Some of these scholarships, if you're looking at like a 4-year program, I've seen some for like $30,000, paying you to live and be a student at one of these schools because they can see that promise in you. I know I'm kind of a tiger mom, but aim for all A's and you won't be disappointed probably.
Exactly. And so like the American Indian College Fund, that's just one of many, but they have literally given me thousands of dollars from my time as a tribal college student, from when I got my AA here to when I transferred to a 4-year, and then when I got a master's, and now that I'm in a doc program, they've literally given me thousands and thousands of dollars that I didn't have to pay back. But it was all because I continued the educational path and I kept my grades in satisfactory academic progress, and I was in good academic standing. And so that's how you navigate the system. It's a little complex, but I definitely want to reiterate that. Okay, financial aid, how to apply. So I won't go over this in great detail, but if one of our staff wants to drop that into the chat box, that link to fill out the FAFSA, that would be Cho. That would be really, really awesome. And if you haven't done so, it's all good, but I would definitely do that if you want to be a student here. And it's one of those things where you can start it, but you don't have to finish it right on the spot because maybe you don't have your tax information or whatever your situation is. Fill it out, and then later on you'll get a user ID and password, and you go back and you can update that. There is paper-based, but I would definitely do everything online. But yeah, if you have any questions, get a hold of the financial aid director, 406-768-6372, and she'll walk you through it. Or you can always just stop on over here at the War Eagle Vision building or give us a call, 6370, and we will definitely hook you up. Looks like there's a few questions here. Okay, they already put them in the chat box. Awesome. Thank you for doing that. Okay, so now that's how to apply. That's where you go for FAFSA specific. There's some other links we'll send to students, such as the American College Fund and whatnot, but financial aid, when to apply. So it's every year you have to do this. Doesn't matter if you successfully did it last semester and you're a new student again, or if you're at the University of Montana and you're like, or Ogden, Utah, and you wanted to be a buffalo chaser because we do so many cool things here. You want to be part of this. You'll still have to fill out a new financial aid, do a new FAFSA application for this year. Okay. And if you do it at, make sure and put the right code in. If you're going to be a buffalo chaser at Fort Peck Community College, put our code in. That was on the last slide. You can, find it online, but that's our code. Okay. So, but as you can see, here's the dates: December 1st, October 1st of each year is when the FAFSA opens for the next academic year. So that's kind of like an important note. When you're a student, it's always forward looking. You're always forward looking. Like naturally, you're in your courses right now, and there's some immediate things that you can do, but always try and be looking ahead, because the more you can do now is the less like burden that you have to go through for the next academic year. So the sooner the better. You can do that right away. Early application is encouraged. So yeah. And then I'll go ahead and let Nora take this one away. Financial aid process.
All righty. This looks like a lot, but it's really not. So essentially, you're going to fill out the FAFSA. The Department of Education is going to calculate how much you get. FPCC receives the money. You just need to make sure as a student that you supply any information to Lynette in the financial aid office that she requests. Lynette will determine your financial need and create an award package for you. And then she will send you an award letter and any other forms that you need to complete. And then as a student, you're going to return the award letter. And if you accept a work study, then make sure that you complete the employment forms. Most financial aid is dispersed by accrediting your account here at FPCC. And number 11, well, because we are doing free tuition, there isn't going to be a check for the difference. You're just going to get all of your aid.
Okay, Nora, the time got a little bit away from me, and I believe we were supposed to do a faculty meet and greet at 10:50. So this might be a good slide to kind of pause on this, and we'll get back to the financial aid presentation here in a second. So just hang on, students. I want to identify the faculty that have joined the call. I have to promote them all to panelists. And so what we want to do is connect students with the faculty. At least they can introduce themselves. Those faculty that were able to join the call. Let's see, who else do we got here? Marge Abbott is with us. We'll promote Marge. Michael Guest, I'm not sure who that is. Michael Cooper. Steve
So
Harada.
who's first?
Just 1 second. Let me finish promoting everybody and I will.
I can't see any there. They're too dark.
Okay, so students, so at this point, what I'd like to do is do what you call in the past, we called a student faculty rendezvous, but I do want to take the time to introduce some faculty members that have joined the call. And it's a good way to kind of make that facial recognition and identify the faculty, and then maybe they could talk a little bit about the courses that they teach briefly and what academic programs they might be in charge of. So the first individual that I see on the call here is Marge. Marge, can you introduce yourself for us, please?
Good morning. Well, I got some feedback here. My name is Margaret Abbott. I am the General Studies Advisor. I teach writing, public speaking, and yoga. I welcome you all to this meeting, and hopefully you have a good semester here at FPCC. My office is in RLS, the little red building next to Student Services. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you in classes or as your advisor.
Okay, awesome. So faculty, I think you have to accept the panelist promotion if I send it to you. I think I sent one to Billy and to Anthony Shields. But Garrett Bigleggins, I see you're on the call. Could you introduce yourself?
Hello, this is Garrett Bigleggins. I teach Native American Studies courses. My office is over at the RLS building, and all of my classes are in RLS classroom number 2. And I'll be seeing you shortly next week for classes. Remember, Monday's a holiday, so my Monday classes will not take place.
Back on.
And look forward to seeing everybody. And thank you for attending.
Good. And then let's see, who else do we got? Billy Norgard, are you able to introduce yourself? Billy Norgard is our one of our business instructors. Okay, it looks like Billy might not be able to join. Jarrett Medicine Elk, I see you're here with us. You're one of our business instructors. Could you introduce yourself to our students, please?
Oh, there.
Hi, good morning. My name is Jarrett Medicine Elk. I am one of the business instructors. I also teach the painting and drawing classes during the fall and the spring semesters. I teach the economics, and this semester I'll be teaching writing the business plan, as well as ethics, intro to business, etc. My office is in the Dumont building in Wolf Point. So if there are any questions, please feel free to stop by, reach out to me by email. That's usually the best way to contact me. And I'd be happy to discuss with you any questions that you have. And also with my business classes, I like to emphasize entrepreneurship. So if that's of any interest to any students, please, let's talk about it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Jarrett. It looks like Billy is back.
Yeah.
Miss Billy Norgard was one of our other business instructors. If you could introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Billy Norgard. I live here and work at the Poplar campus. I don't live at the Poplar campus. I live at Poplar and I work at the Poplar campus. I teach in Old Main, but I also teach my classes online. And that's what we'll be doing for spring semester for my classes. Even though there usually is the option for students to come to my classroom, but that's not going to happen this semester because It flooded this fall and they're still renovating it. Just to let you guys know. So if you stop over at my building for class, I'll be there, but just a heads up that you can take the class online. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Billy.
Yeah.
Who else do we have here? It's like the Brady bunch here. Steve Harada, Instructor Harada. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Bobby Brady here. Good morning, everybody. Steve Harada, actually. Teach automotive. We have a 1-year certificate program and an AAS degree in automotive technology. All the classes for automotive are here in Poplar. Have a large vocational center downtown Poplar. Great opportunities in the evolving automotive industry with technology changing by the second. More and more electric cars will be upon us, it sounds like. So if you're interested in automotive, feel free to contact me. Email is fine. And stop down in person at the Voc Ed Center, usually there Monday through Friday. Look forward to seeing you, and good luck in all of your academic endeavors. I've also got one of my other fellow faculty here that teaches some of the writing classes that wasn't connected. So I'm just going to turn my screen over to Chris here from the writing and English department.
Hello, I teach English college writing, advanced college writing, basic expository college writing, research or creative writing, intro to public speaking, and American Lit. So if you need any of those classes, please sign up. You can email me, you can pop in my office here at the Popular campus, and good luck on your endeavors.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you, Mr.
Then we also have our welding instructor, Mr. William Norgard. If you could introduce yourself, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
I teach the welding program. I'm in the same building with Steve Harada, the vocational building here in Poplar. Any questions, stop by or email me.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, William. Then who else do we got here? Mr. Anthony Shields. If you could introduce yourself, please.
All right, I'm on now. Hey, Elijah, where can I get a good microphone like that?
Oh, podcaster mic. Yeah.
I'm jealous. Anyway, hey, I teach information technology and internetworking at the college here. If you're interested, the classes aren't full. One of the office course is already full. They created a second one. It's got like 50 students in it, but a lot of the other information technology courses, I see I only have about a dozen to 15 right now. There is a 29 or so in the intro course. So I allow up to 50 into the intro as well. There's plenty of room for you. Just get yourself a copy of the catalog online, look at the information technology courses in the back part of the book, in the catalog, look at in the description of the course. In the catalog as well, you'll see the courses of study, the certificate of applied science in IT. That'll get you a IT specialist and certificate. A lot of the courses are they're pretty much we're doing a -70. It's kind of like polysynchronous courses where you could actually stay, keep your job. If you're staying at home because you've got children, because of you got them home at home because you're remote learning them, they're staying home as well. I have one at home as well. This school will give you time to get a laptop. Signing up, you give you time to get a laptop, get the courses. You'll be able to log on to Zoom. All these courses my courses are blended. So we'll have some students in the classroom, and there'll be other students at home or at work or wherever. Right now, I think we're still at remote though. If that lifts, then if you're local, you'll be able to attend courses in the classroom. Again, just look over all the courses on this spring schedule. There are a few courses listed that are not first-year student courses. So be aware that if you do accidentally get signed up by somebody in a routing and switching course, because you want to do IT, you probably won't be able to do that course because there's another course before that was a fall course. You can come over here today and tomorrow and sit with us here, or come see us at the Greet the Dawn building. We're in the upstairs auditorium area. We could visit like that, or you can call me, call the college, call my office number, or email me. Look at the directory on the college website. The phone numbers are there. The emails are there. Or if you can, sneak by, come and see us. We'll be here all day. Thanks.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Tony. Judy, Miss Judy Ogle, could you introduce yourself, please?
Good morning. My name is Judy Ogle. I teach the media arts classes, a couple computer applications, your computer fluency. I also have some GIS classes, your geographic information systems. My office is located in a library. My lab is there. My classes are also all 70s. So some is online and some is in the lab. Well, I'm not, mine. Am I muted? Because mine says I'm not muted.
Oh, we can hear you, Judy. Okay, are you done, Judy?
Okay. Did everybody hear what I said then? Very good. Okay. Welcome and hope you have a great semester.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Judy. Who do we have else here? Oh, there is, he's known as Mr. Gerald Archdale is in the house. He's our one of our CDL instructors. So if you could introduce yourself, Gerald.
Gerald Archdale. I teach truck driving. I welcome everybody that's coming and thank you.
Right. Thank you, Jerry. Who else do we got here? Miss Lois Sprague. If you could introduce yourself, please.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Lois Sprague. I work in the psychology, social work, and addiction studies programs. I'm actually over in the library study rooms today. So if you happen to be on campus and you need to see me, that's where you can find me. Otherwise, I've got a full plate of really interesting and exciting coursework this semester. So feel free to ask a question or come visit or send me a quick text or email and I'll help you out as best I can. I hope you'll have a great semester. Stay warm, have fun, be curious, and do great things this year. So thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Loy. And then Professor Amon Berry is in the house. So if you could introduce yourself, please.
Well, thank you for the great introduction, Elijah. No, I'm Professor Berry. I'm your math instructor here at the Popular location. I teach from statistics all the way to tech math, to elementary teachers, math for elementary teachers. My office is located at the War Eagle building. I am upstairs, so come see me if you have any questions. I'm here to kind of make math fun and kind of relate it to the real world. I'm really good at that, to let you see that math runs your whole life, your clothes, your bed, everything, math. So come learn about how your existence is created. And let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Amon. We also have Sasha Brownlee is with us here. I see you have your hand raised. I wasn't sure if they're okay. You're still muted. I don't know if you can unmute, Sasha.
All right, there we go. Sorry. I don't know why my hand is raised, but I needed attention apparently. So I'm getting a little feedback, but I'm the criminal justice instructor. So I do a certificate for lay advocate in criminal justice. And then we have a 2-year criminal justice associate degree. And I have 6 classes if people want to get into those. Some of them are full, but you can email me and we can see if we can make room. And I'm at Greet the Dawn. We have not Greet the Dawn. I'm at Old Main, but we have a few issues, like Billy said. So people can call me and make appointments to meet somewhere, or in Wolf Point or Poplar. So I'll let you go because I'm getting big feedback and I can't understand myself very much.
Understandable. Thank you, Sasha. Yeah, she's an awesome instructor. I hear a lot of good things about her. So I think there's also Dr. Steve Kuhn is on the call. Could you introduce yourself, Steve?
Okay, good morning, students. My name is Steve Kuhn. I teach many of the science classes here. I'm in the pre-health pre-nursing program. If you are interested in those areas, we do have also some new science degrees available too as well. Just come and see me. I'm in, of course, the science building, and I'm happy to help.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Steve. To my knowledge, I got all the instructors that were on the call. I guess put something in the chat if I missed anybody, but as far as I know, I upgraded all the faculty that were in the participant section up to panelist. So students, what I would recommend, if there's any questions, oh, Joanne is here, so I gotta find you real quick. Joanne, cannot forget about Joanne. I didn't see her last name, so sometimes if it's just a first name. Okay, so Joanne Stewart, I believe, is join us here momentarily. Okay, there's Joanne. So yeah, so Joanne Stewart, once she gets her microphone on, if she could introduce herself, that would be great.
Okay, I think I'm on now. Okay. So I am Joanne Stewart Cloker, and I teach the environmental science class. I also teach biological diversity and physical science, and I'm teaching health and wellness and nutrition. So this semester I've got nutrition, environmental science, physical science, and personal health and wellness. So I teach all of my classes are 70 polysynchronous classes. So you can either come in person or you can take them online. I have my office in Wolf Point, and so I can be in both locations if you ever need to meet with me. This semester, I'll be in Wolf Point Mondays and Fridays, and then I'll be in Poplar Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So come see me if you have any questions, and I'm looking forward to meeting more students this semester.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Joanne. We do get a little bit of reverberation feedback. I think it's just because everybody's in the auditorium, but it sounds okay. I believe we got all the faculty members. I thought Andy Archdale was as an attendee. I tried upgrading her to panelists. For some reason, it must not have worked, but Andy Archdale is a faculty member, I believe. And so later on, she will be able to maybe connect with her students through the coursework, obviously. But Andy, I don't know if you're able to accept I see your chat box comment. You have to just accept the invite. Okay, so it looks like Andy will be joining us momentarily here. There she is, Bart Simpson. She's the Bart Simpson character at the bottom there. But yeah, Andy Archdale. Oh, there she is.
There I am.
Okay.
Okay, hello everybody. Saving the best for last, as always.
My name is Andy Archdale. I teach history classes, elementary ed classes, and early childhood ed classes. So if you're interested in becoming a teacher, chances are I'll see you around. So welcome everybody to FPCC, and I hope you have a good spring semester.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Andy. Each of these instructors is awesome resource. They're all dedicated to your success here as a student. So I would highly recommend sometime after the orientation, we can share their contact information on the directory, and then you can schedule a time to meet with any of them if you have any specific questions. So what we'll do, thank you faculty for joining us. I really appreciate that. It's really helpful for our students. What I think we'll do is we'll take a short break, 5 minutes. So at 11:23, we'll come back, we'll do another drawing, and then we'll hit the ground running with the rest of our presentation. So 5 minutes. Okay, so we are back. We'll just wait a minute or so. We're going to do a drawing real quick because we just kind of plowing through this agenda here, but we want to encourage participation. So as soon as Darcy is ready to roll, what we'll do is I'll stop sharing this real quick. Okay, and then we'll have, whenever Darcy's able, she can unmute. Okay, so what do we got? What are we drawing for right now, Darcy?
Okay, so we are gonna do another just little goodie bag with a t-shirt. It's got all kinds of stuff in there. T-shirt, portable charger, pens, notebooks,
Oh man. All right, I'm looking forward to it.
USBs. So we're gonna draw for that right now. Okay, you ready?
We're ready. Let's do this. And the lucky winner is Rhonda Mason. Winner. All right, just remember, you're all winners at Fort Pitt Community College. But congratulations to Rhonda. She'll be able to redeem her prize over here at Student Services. She definitely knows how to get a hold of us. She used to work over here at the college. So with that, what we'll do is we'll just pick up on the rest of the financial aid discussion. Then we'll plow right after that. We'll plow into TRIO. So David James, if you're on the attendee call, I'm going to try promoting you to panelist so you can cover the TRIO section, and then we'll plug through the rest of this agenda. So with that, share screen, go. Okay, so we just finished up at number 11, and then we'll go right into Dream Keepers. Super important. We'll just kind of tag team this one, maybe Nora. So I kind of explained this earlier, everybody. So with part of the financial aid is providing timely student emergency aid for students, because we all know that students, you'll encounter various issues that might prevent you from staying in your classes and being successful, whether that's a flat tire, you can't make it to class, or there's any housing issues. Whatever the case may be, there's a real cool program. I talked a little bit about it earlier called Dream Keepers, Emergency Student Aid. And so one of the ways that you can access it is if you go to our fpcc.edu homepage and you scroll to the bottom. There's a couple different ways to get there, but this is probably the easiest. If you scroll to the bottom of the fpcc.edu homepage, and right underneath where it says students, it says student services, you click on that. And then there's another portal that will say emergency student aid. There's also one in the fine print up here, but click on that. And then lo and behold, this web page will pop up. Okay. And on this, you will have, gives you an overview of eligible expenses. It might be kind of hard to read. Try zooming up a little bit if that helps. But what's eligible? All these items. What's not eligible? These items. Obviously, tobacco, alcohol, no-nos. But how do you be eligible for this program? You have to provide documentation of your financial emergency. Okay, and so that could be something as simple as drafting up a memo, an email, but we need some type of explanation of why it is that you need the funding that you're requesting for. And then let's say, for example, if you needed a new set of tires, you would have to go to a third-party vendor, whether that's Conoco or Cenex West or someplace that sells tires, Tire-Rama. Wherever that organization is, you'll need to get an estimate, a physical copy of it. You can either email it, but you'll be able to upload that to your application. Again, cumulative GPA of 2.0. If you're a brand new student, that means you don't have a GPA yet, so we waive that requirement, but obviously you're gonna have to be a current student. And again, I go back to the halftime status, minimum 6 credits or more, and be degree seeking. And so you can create an account, If you've never created an account before, that's where you would start. If you've, say, applied last year financial aid, you would just use your same login information. But it's like anything else. It's tied to your student email. And so that's how you'll create your account and you fill it out. Anybody that has any issues with getting the estimate, or whether it's just accessing a computer to even upload your application, we have many computers over here at Student Services and at the Dumont building in Wolf Point. We can walk you through it over the phone, a number of ways we can help you, but just so you know, it is a web-based application. And then once you complete the application, we'll verify it, that your GPA is what you say it is, that you are indeed a current student, and that your paperwork is all in order. Once we do that, we'll reach out to you via email or phone call or both and let you know the status, either yes or no. But through this particular emergency aid program, Dream Keepers, no checks will go directly to the student. So that theoretical tires that you were applying for, that check would go directly to that organization. No money goes directly to the student, but then whatever it is that you need, you would get it paid for. So it's called third-party billing, third-party payment. So an awesome service. We've had it about the last 3 years. It's by far one of our most popular student support programs. But there's limits on the funding, and it's first come, first serve. If you've already gotten one award in a semester, that's probably the only one that you'll get. But there is a whole committee that reviews that and Student Services. So just an FYI. Let's see a couple of questions. Okay. So that's one. That's Dream Keepers. The other application, zoom back out here.
And then Elijah, on Dream Keepers, did you want to let him know that that's not open just right yet?
Yeah. I believe we will get our funding for the Dream Keepers because it ended in mid-December, I want to say, and then either the end of this month or early February, we will be getting the rest of that funding to give out to students. But to just create some awareness, we do have the program. We are not technically accepting applications right now, but it will be forthcoming. And again, it'll go to your student emails when we're accepting those. So anything else, Nora, on that? Did I miss? Darcy, are we good?
Let's see, when you mentioned waiving the GPA requirement for new students, just a reminder to students that, we have tools within Canvas to see how you guys are doing in your classes. And so while you may not need to have a like a 2.0 GPA from your final grades, you should be staying on top of your classes. That is something that we're going to be taking into account.
Exactly. So your attendance is crucial. We will be reaching out to instructors to make sure that you are indeed there and participating. That'll be a crucial factor in approving or not approving your applications. Okay, so another really source of student funding is the COVID-19 financial assistance application. Okay, and so we want all students to when they apply, they'll be filling out an application. But for each individual emergency that you have, okay, you'll need to complete this application found at this link. And maybe one of our staff can drop this in the chat. But again, this will definitely get sent out to you via email. Okay. Another thing that we didn't necessarily cover earlier was that we use a program called Regroup. And Regroup is a program that it's a mass communication system. It ties into different contact information that you, the student, share with us. So if you give us a cell phone, a home phone number that you say is yours, when we go to send out mass notifications, whether it's a emergency, campus closure, whatever, financial aid information, we'll send out Regroup information, whether it could be an automated text, phone call to your cell phone, an email. Within that, there will be links to different things. So just be aware, there's your student email, but there's also regroup. The regroup will send emails to your student email and to your phone if you give us a cell phone. So just an FYI. So if it's not current, make sure and update that so that way you're updated, so you can review some and get the link to some pretty cool applications, such as the COVID financial assistance application. But with this one's a little different than the Dreamkeeper Emergency Student Aid Program that we previously mentioned, in that the funding goes directly to the student. Okay, so if you say you need tires again, and you demonstrate that and you explain that in your application, we deem it to be an eligible expense, then that funding would go directly to you, the student. So awesome resource. I don't know of a lot of institutions that are doing this. Any other comments, questions from the other panelists? Not really.
Oh, one thing to say about the financial assistance application for COVID-19, it doesn't matter if you're employed, how much you make. We're not going to be assessing that. Everybody should be applying for this because we want to support all of our students regardless of need.
Very good. Okay, so I'm not sure if David James is on the call. I sent him a panelist invite, and I don't think he's on the call anymore. So what we'll do is we will cover his section for him, I guess. Is there anyone from the TRIO program that is on the attendee? If you could let me know, so that way we could cover your presentation, or you could help cover it for us. Okay, I guess I don't see Michael. He was on there. David and Michael were on here. I'm not sure where they went. But that's okay. What we'll do is we'll just cover it real quick. So TRIO, as I mentioned earlier in the opening introduction for student services, our program and what we do. So student services department is the overall arching program. And then underneath that, there's various positions, as we identified earlier. Within the TRIO program is a specific grant funded department. It's specifically known as Student Support Services, TRIO Student Support Services. So with that grant, again, the director of that is David James, and Antoinette Simons is a data assistant, and there's Michael Cooper, who's a career coach. There's an open vacancy for the Student Success Advocate, which is being advertised. And so very shortly, there will be a new team member joining the TRIO staff. But the thing with the TRIO department is that in order to be eligible for the services, you have to fill out an application. So typically what they do, that it's a pretty short paper-based application. The program is designed to reach out, to connect and provide services for lower income first generation students, low income and or first generation. And so when you fill out that application, they'll make that determination if you're eligible. And typically there's about 170 or so students that they can bring into their program and provide services for. But they do some really cool things as far as support programs. They always have stipends. Their stipends, they always offer a lot of the similar program with the Student Success Seminar course. They offer some workshops on financial literacy, time management, but they're always doing something throughout the academic year and connecting with students, always doing some fun activities as well. I think they do like pumpkin carvings and all that type of stuff. So one of the really important things that they added was the Career Center. And with the Career Center, that's pretty much headed up by Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper III, former student. He's one of our rock stars over in that program. And he's basically working in tandem, I believe, with Nora, with some of the programming for the Student Success Seminar, because the way we're trying to approach this for students is that when you onboard, when you come into the college, which is part of the process that we're doing now. You're getting orientated with the services that we provide, but throughout your time as a student, we want to keep you on the path, right? But simultaneously, we're looking ahead. We're trying to help you look ahead with some services. And that's where the Career Center comes into play, because we don't just want you to get a degree. Okay, we want you to be able to have a viable career that connects with that degree after the college year. That's how we're going to use our institutional barometer for our success, is your ability to find meaningful employment after Fort Peck Community College. And it might even be connecting to a four-year institution and then your career. Okay. Some people do it all at the same time. You're a student, you're working on your career at the same time. Maybe you're part-time worker, full-time worker, but that's kind of the approach that we're trying to take. And so with the Career Center, there are many tools that I know, such as the MICS, Montana Career Information Systems. They will connect you with what the job and career opportunities are in the market for your particular degree. There's some, and I know Nora could definitely talk about this, but there's many things that go into that. And so you want to have informed decision on what you're doing. I know you might think that getting a one-year cert at Fort Peck Community College is going to give you $100K in this field over here. That may or may not be the case. And so there's definitely a science to it. And there's a bunch of existing resources and literature that we can help educate you on that, so you can in turn make an informed decision. So that's the Career Center. Is there anything you want to add to that, Nora?
Yeah, the Career Center is a great way to, like Elijah said, connect you with resources to further you in the career that you're interested in. And it's also great if you are not totally sure what you want to do. We can connect you with different assessments that show you what your strengths and your interests are. And then we can connect that to different career paths. We can show you how much you can expect to make in a given career. And also, you know, we're heading into a digital economy. There are work from home opportunities now like never before. And there are a lot of people who, you know, live here or in different parts of the country where, you know, it may not like be easy to move to like a city to get certain jobs. And so we keep that in mind. We want to be able to connect students, you know, people who want to work from home with different opportunities. And we teach you how to find those jobs and how to be competitive for them.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Other services that they provide in the Career Center is nestled in with their tutoring program over there. So if you need any specific assistance with math, reading, writing, any of those subjects areas, there are some student tutors that are available to assist you. So super helpful. So with that, I think we'll go ahead and move on to the agenda. We are getting a little behind, so we're going to try and compress things a little bit. We talked about that. So let's talk briefly, if we could, Nora, about recruitment and retention.
Yeah, sure. So I'm the Recruitment and Retention Officer at FPCC, like I mentioned before. I just want to go over some of the things that I do here. I know that a lot of people, you know, will just instantly know what recruitment means, but what retention means is keeping you, you know, happy as a student, making sure that you are persistent, that you graduate, and that you get onto a path that really suits you. If we could hit the next slide. Great. So part of making sure that students have everything that they need to be successful in their classes means considering the different student experiences and helping students balance their work, family life, and school. We do advising here in retention. You know, part of retention is making sure that the tools that you have are straightforward and easy to use and that you understand how to use them. We want our students to have a sense of community belonging. And in this time of COVID, one of the ways that we do have that sense of community created is through our virtual talking circle that we hold every week. We're going to be holding it on Wednesdays from 2 to 3 p.m. Mountain Time for the semester. And, you know, retention is something that is, you know, really cross-departmental. I work with the faculty. I work with different departments throughout the college. It's all about making sure that you guys have the best experience possible as a student. So some of the tools we use within retention, we are able to use tools within Canvas to see how students are doing in their classes. The idea is to be proactive if we see that there are students who are starting to fall behind in class, and you know, you may get an email or a phone call to check in and see how you're doing. Some of the things that we can see are missing assignments, the last time you logged into Canvas, attendance, and those are some of the things that we use to you know, verify eligibility for our monthly stipends. And so I do like to check in. I like to send out emails, and you know, when I have time to make phone calls. If you're ever having trouble getting hold of an instructor or your advisor, please contact me. I do love having visitors, so come and see me, or we can schedule a Zoom. One of the offerings that we have is Talkspace. We're offering all of our students unlimited 24/7 online therapy for free. It's really convenient and it's super private. It is just as private as going to see a doctor. It's actually more private because, you know, you don't have to go see anybody in person. You can do it all from the convenience of your phone. Let's see, next slide, please. So you may be wondering, how does online therapy work? So you sign up, you take a brief survey, and you can choose between several therapists who specialize in whatever it is you'd like to talk about. You choose your therapist and you get started. So you have a private encrypted online room where you can communicate with your therapist via message whenever you want. You get a 10-minute introduction video call so that you can communicate face-to-face before starting therapy, just to get an idea of how it's going to be. So with the messaging, it's unlimited 24/7. There is no limit to how many messages you can send. You can send text messages, audio messages, and video messages, and your therapist is going to respond in the same format that you reached out to them in. And your therapist is going to respond daily, 5 days a week. And there's distinct advantages to online therapy. You don't have to go through the hassle of scheduling and keeping in-person appointments. I know for myself, that's always been like a big barrier. You don't have to wait a whole week to, you know, kind of summarize or try to remember what's been happening. You can message your therapist when you're going through something. It's more private than going to the clinic in person. I know that with IHS, this is something that, you know, holds a lot of people back because they don't want like any gayopy or like gossip, you know, from being seen, you know, going into the clinic. And it is clinically proven to be as effective, if not a little more effective, than in-person therapy. Let's see, we went over this. We do have like a really wide network of licensed providers, and on the slide, there's just, you know, some examples of some of the things that they specialize in. It's really nice to be able to connect with someone who's specialized in whatever it is that you want to talk about. And that's just some stats to show how, you know, it is as effective as face-to-face therapy. So to sign up, go to talkspace.com/FPCC. Don't download the app just yet. You want to sign up for your account first. And here's some screenshots. This is exactly what you're going to be seeing. To get the free service, make sure that you write Fort Peck Community College under organization name. You should not be asked to pay for anything. And then you can, you know, just choose whatever it is you want to talk about, and then download the app and enjoy. I use this myself and I really love it. Yes, you can use it on your laptop, and you can use it on Android and iPhone. So that's just about any platform, really.
Yeah, it's part of, and correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding of the program is such that any student can use it, but there's definitely confidentiality. I know that was one question last semester a student had. There's no way for us at the college to know who's even used it.
That's true.
It's
I don't
only
see names or anything.
Yeah, we have no idea. Like the organization, Talkspace, they do, but like we have no idea. So it's completely anonymous. It's the next best thing to having like in-person visits. So I definitely encourage people to.
Actually, you know, not even Talkspace. The only person who knows is just you and your therapist. Even Talkspace as an organization, it's kept that private. It's like going to see like a doctor.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, so definitely check your emails for that. There'll be more information forthcoming. But thank you for that, Nora. We'll keep humming along here so we can get everybody out hopefully by noon. So a quick overview on campus life. So part of all colleges, but here at Fort Pitt Community College, we're really trying to bring our student organizations back. And the lifeblood of our organizations is Fort Pitt Community College is our students. And so the lead organization for students here at the college is Student Senate. I did invite the Student Senate president and his vice president to join us, but they weren't able to make it. But that's Noah Rukas is the president, and the vice president is Winona Deserly. And so they were pretty active last semester. I'm an advisor for the student organization. There's another individual named David James, who's a co-advisor, but we work really closely with them, not to dictate what they do, but really to provide support and kind of help them out with getting an organization to flow and to put energy into it. There's some little nuances that I think make it really interesting. So if you're a Student Senate member, you bring to the table, they'll meet usually weekly, and you can vote on different things related to student life, whether you're like, hey, there needs to be more student activities at the Dumont building, Wolf Point campus. Let's go do some over there. You can meet as a student organization where no staff, but just students have a voice in what that looks like. The president of the Student Senate sits on the Fort Pitt Community College Board of Directors. So Fort Pitt Community College, the way we're structured, we have a board of directors that is our governing board, and we meet monthly and report to them. The president of the college, President Gorno, myself, and some of the other vice presidents and administrators, we meet with them and we give them updates monthly. But the student, who's the president of the Student Senate organization, they sit on that board during their term. And so they have a voice in all the big decisions of the college. And so I think that's a very empowering thing for students. And you can dictate and you can influence the Student Senate president by being involved in the Student Senate, thus having a bigger voice for Fort Pitt Community College as a whole. Okay, so super important. Another key thing to know is that students may initiate new student organizations at any point. Okay, there are certain student organizations that are sanctioned, officially sanctioned, like Student Senate, like Bluestone Indian Club, like ACES, American Indian Science and Engineering Society. But there's some other student organizations that aren't officially sanctioned, but yet they still meet, like Anime Club. I believe Video Game Club was a super popular gaming club. And I believe the advisor for that one is Marty Ream, big time gamer, Marty Ream. You know that guy, is every night he's gaming. So super cool organizations that we got. And, you know, the cool thing is every student organization, you have a lot of flexibility in what you want to do, but we will try and connect you with an advisor, a staff member, or an employee of the college. But yeah, there's many of them. Other cool things that we're doing. So the Buffalo Chasers podcast is something that we dreamed up about a little over a year ago in response to the pandemic. We identified our cultural liaison, Mr. Tommy Christian, has a very unique skill set as a Yapaha at powwows. He's really knowledgeable in cultural things. And so we decided to take some of our technology and connect it with our cultural resources and really use it as a way to connect with the campus. And it started off just as like a mental health thing for our students, but through connecting and the momentum that we've gotten through it, it's turned into more of a cultural literacy component of the institution for our students. And so usually every Thursday from 3 to 4 p.m., we'll go just like what we're doing right now on a webinar. We call it the Buffalo Chasers podcast, and we'll send out a campus-wide invite. I'm always there as like the IT specialist, making sure everything's flowing, sharing the information with the campus. And then we got Mr. Tommy Christian as a co-host, and then also Mr. Earl Bullhead. Both of those individuals bring a wealth of information in regards to cultural understanding and knowledge. But the way that we try to design the podcast is through a open dialogue, a conversation, to where no one's really telling anybody anything. They're just sharing information. And so really cool, really informative discussions that we have every week. We try to do it. And then we also try to have weekly drawings for like Buffalo Chasers jackets, different items like tablets and whatnot. And so we make those announcements, and we also live stream it on Facebook. We also have every one of those episodes archived, and they're about an hour long. We archive them on our YouTube channel. So if you go to Fort Peck Community College YouTube channel, under there's a playlist called the Buffalo Chasers. You'll be able to go back. I think we're at like 60 some odd episodes. So it's a mental health. It's a resource. People that are interested in Dakota, Lakota culture, they talk about that a little bit there, and they share some things. So pretty cool, really cool. We get a lot of positive feedback. So okay, and then also Nora did talk about this earlier, and I'm not sure if that time and date is current, but the virtual talking circle is another component of mental health that we've identified. And so with the podcast, it's more of like a very public thing, right? And so students, no one can really see who's even attending unless you choose to put your name in the chat or put your name on the participant list. But you can join anonymously if and just watch either on Facebook and or on the webinar. The virtual student talking circle is a little different in that it's a Zoom meeting, and with that, it's designed to be more confidential. And then all the students, and there's usually only 1 or 2 employees from the college that even participate or kind of advise it, which is Nora and or Mr. Tommy Christian. And they'll be there. It could be talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. It could be more serious stuff, or it could be more jokey stuff. It's kind of wherever the conversation goes. But to help facilitate that discussion is usually Nora and or Mr. Tommy Christian. But the only requirement that we have is respect to participate in those things, and to be a current student, and to respect the confidentiality of those discussions in those talking circles. So we found that participants really like it. They're able to connect virtually in lieu of not having face-to-face classes, because that's really a part of your mental health. People were designed to be social. We're designed to, that's how we learn. That's how we have a positive self-image and self-esteem. And it's part of that holistic health that we have to be successful as a student here. And so sometimes we're not able to do that in the COVID environment, but the cool thing that we found out is that it's not the end all be all, but the podcasting and the virtual talking circles are another way to connect with your constituents, your other students. And so I definitely want to encourage you guys to participate in that. But again, that's every Wednesday at 2 p.m., I believe. But check your student emails and social media. We'll give you the links and the updates there. Okay, and then just a quick overview on student handbook and the Title IX overview. So part of being a student at the college here is when you sign up, it's with the understanding that you are going to abide by our student handbook, and the student handbook will be distributed to your student emails. Okay, but it's also conveniently located on our website. And so what I'll do is I will show you where it's at real quick. Let's see here. Okay, so when I share the screen. Okay, so you're here, right? FPCC.edu. We've done a little overhaul on our website from those videos that you've seen. We got the new logo here, a little different layout. But if you want to check out the student handbook, there's a couple different ways. There's the student drop-down arrow. Another cool thing to remember is if you scroll down, here's our little virtual tour. Usually we do show that at the college here for orientation, but in lieu of not having enough time, we will bypass that. But if you go under consumer information, under about FPCC, and if you go, look at all these things right here. These are our annual security report for the past 4 years are up here. All of our campus crime data that we report to the Department of Ed, all the fire safety information that we have, they are all conveniently in these reports. If you click these links, you'll see like a 60, 70 page document. If you want to apply for our student housing, here's the dormitory application, dwelling lease. If you feel like there was ever a incident that ever happened at the college, you click this link here, you report any issues that happened, which put your name, your email, contact phone. But if you can say, hey, I seen a student that was getting bullied, or I felt like I was discriminated against by another student or employee or whatever, you can put it in this document and then it'll get sent to individuals like myself. One of the other hats that I wear is a Title IX coordinator. Title IX coordinator, meaning that part of my job is to inform our college campus about sexual harassment policy, regulations from the Department of Ed, that making sure that we're in compliance with all the regulatory issues regarding Title IX. And Title IX is a very vast term, but it has to do with a lot with campus safety and making sure that we're providing a safe campus for students. So you can fill this out and then you click send today's date and it'll get sent out to me and our campus safety team. Or you can download this and get a PDF, print it off, fill it out, hand it out. This form is also available at Student Services or at the Dumont building at the Wolf Point campus. But back to the consumer information. So when you're in consumer information, if you go down to where it says student handbook, you click this link. Okay, this is almost like your one of your Bibles at the college. You'll have your course catalog, which outlays all the academic programming, nuances of being a student. But also within this phone directory, but it gives an overview under, yeah, right here. It says 223. So you find page number 223. And right here, when you get a chance, you need to understand that there's certain rights and responsibilities that you have as a student, but we also have rights and responsibilities to you to provide. But review this at your leisure. This will be, if we could have one of our staff drop this into the chat, that would be fantastic. But this will be emailed out to your student email. But you do not have the right to infringe upon other students' right to learn here at the college. And so if there's any incidences, whatever that be, whether it's a anything physical, any type of threats, any of that type of stuff, that could possibly put you in a position to not be able to be a student. So you have to be respectful of all those things. There's also, you know, some academic things that need to be looked at, like plagiarism, all those different things. If you violate any of those responsibilities as a student, you could be expelled. That's basically this document outlines all that stuff. It reviews financial aid, all that stuff. So when you get a chance, definitely review this document. It's super helpful. Let's see what else here. There will be some other emails that go out regarding campus safety. Every semester, I have to send out a training to all students. It's called Title IX Sexual Harassment Prevention Training for Community Colleges. It's totally online. It'll be sent to your student email. It's self-paced, but you don't have to take it, but we have to offer it to you. So that's our way of doing that, is we'll just send it to an email. It'll come from a company called Everfi. So super helpful. There's some other trainings in there. They're totally optional, but I would highly recommend that you check that out. So that's a quick overview of the handbook and Title IX. It is a little bit after 12, so I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging in there with us for New Student Orientation Day in a virtual way. What I want to do now is we have a $50 gift card. And what else? Do we have anything else? Darcy, is it just the gift card?
Yep, just the card.
Okay, so all the students that hung in there with us, your name is in the hat. So give her a spin, Darcy. Let's do this. And the lucky winner is Miracle Spotted Wolf. Winner. Chicken dinner, $50 Visa gift card. You can stop over and pick that up over at the War Eagle Vision building. Talk to Darcy and she'll hook you up. So again, students, Buffalo Chasers, my relatives, I thank you for joining us today. It's a pleasure. Again, we are here to serve the students. We know that it can seem a little daunting, but we're hoping that the presentation today made things a little bit more clear for you. This will be recorded. It is recorded. We are going to send it to your student emails. If any of you have any questions, you feel free to watch it again. A lot of good information here. And don't be a stranger. Show up over here at Student Services. And if you haven't completed your registration, come on over. The faculty will be in the auditorium, the ones that were on the presentation earlier, all day, the rest of today and tomorrow. Then after that, they will be available at their offices. But if you want to meet them in person, come check it out. And then next week, classes start on the 18th, I believe. So we want to wish you a good luck and good start to your semester, spring 22. With that, unless there's any other questions, I'll hang out on the call for a little bit. Okie dokie. So I will see everybody later. Doksta kewacheka piktado. Peti washte hapo.
Hey ha ya hey ha ya hey ya hey yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ya hey ya hey yo hey yo hey yo hey ha ya hey ya hey ha ya hey ya hey Fort Beck Community College, me too, gashi dagush kashka yogi no yo wata pevi agi ktabi ihaji ya bino